Hello and welcome back to another video on the Wrestles Mate and to another edition of WWERAW as 10. Of course it's the go home show before Crown Jewel and there's lots happening. The rosters all seem a bit jumbled up at the moment. I think it's basically unlimited until the brand split comes into effect this Friday. So yeah, there's lots of action. Let's get straight into it. Raw kicked off with Charlotte Flair greeting the crowd. She said there was a conspiracy against her and that WWE was favouring Bianca Belair. She said Bianca could not beat her and called her the EST nonsense rubbish before Belair walked out and fired back at her and said she would be winning the title tonight. Belair told Flair that she would take the title to Crown Jewel before Charlotte attacked her. Belair managed to fight it off and sent the Queen into retreat before the segment ended. Yeah, this is a fine start to Raw. Just your general typical promo, not a lot happening. But on the whole, it was perfectly fine. Yeah, it's just nothing major, kind of what you expect. Before the New Day were backstage and Woods were confident about making the King of the Ring finals, Kofi said that he would be at ringside to make sure no distraction could stop Woods from making his dream come true. Jinder got control of the match early on, however, before Shieva got some big kicks and laid in on Jinder and dropped the Monday Maharaja. Jinder then locked in the Cobra Clutch, but Woods fought out of it. Jinder hit a side slam before Woods tried to go on top, but Veer and Shanky kind of used the distraction. Jinder hit the Colossus, but Woods managed to counter it. Jinder tried for a move and went for the middle rope, but JV sent him down and went for the top elbow, picking up the win. I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10. This was really good. Generally a nice moment. Great to see JV back on top, and can't wait for the match again on Thursday, I think it is. JV v Finn should be great. Austin Theory was then backstage on Raw and challenged R-Truth to a match. Drew accepted the challenge and told him to get permission from his mummy to stay up late. Very good, Truth. Before Theory walked out for the match with R-Truth, but Truth came out and said he hadn't accepted the challenge. Jeff Hardy had. Theory got the first takedown, but Hardy nearly rolled him into a counter. Jeff then hit a dropkick before sending Austin outside, before Theory countered the move and dropped Hardy outside as we headed for another break. Hardy then got a near fall in the ring before sending Austin back out. He hit a big drive and drove Theory into the barricade before going up for the finisher. Theory then pulled the ropes and took Hardy down, hitting his own finisher for the win. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. 2 wins out of 2 for Theory. He's looking good. Poor Jeff though. Hardy attacked Theory after the match while the rookie was taking selfies in the ring and hit the Twist of Fate before taking a selfie with Austin. Yeah, I forgot to mention that. Kind of ruined it. But you know, Jeff, good to see you getting on top again. Backstage, Big E and Drew McIntyre decided to put their differences aside from last week as they headed out to the ring for a tag team match against the Dirty Dogs. Charlotte was backstage before and screamed at Pearson DeVille for not treating her like a queen. She said that she can never replace her with Bianca before storming out, before we did get that tag team match. Big E and Ziggler kicked off the match and Drew got the early tag and isolated them. Before outside the ring, E tossed Ziggler into the timekeeper's area before Rude came and sent him into the ring post. Back on Raw after a break, Ziggler got a drop kick on E, hitting a splash on the corner, and Rude came in with a neck breaker before the Dogs hit a double flying team finisher before Big E hit the big ending shortly after. Drew was walking out when Big E was about to attack him, but they stopped and yelled at each other for a bit. Who saw that coming? Certainly not me. The match was okay, but you know, it's just so predictable, repetitive as well from last week. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. The Street Profits were then backstage and Raw and hyped Crown Jewel, especially RK Bro's tag team match, before AJ and Amos walked in and trashed on RK Bro, offering the Street Profits a future title shot if they took out RK Bro later in the night, and of course they accepted, before Mansoor started off strong against Cedric Alexander and hit a standing movesault. Cedric then came back with a backbreaker before laying him out and got some big strikes on Mansoor for a near fall. He is caught in a crossface but managed to fight out of it. Mansoor countered the big move and hit a neck breaker to get the win, and then after the match, Ali called out Mansoor. He said that he would beat Mansoor before Mansoor called him a piece of trash and said he will beat his partner. 6 out of 10 is kind of what you expected. Before Goldberg and Bobby Lashley were in a split screen hall little promo off, Lashley said that he was untouchable and Goldberg was a bad example to his family. Goldberg once again said he was going to kill him. It's a bit threatening, Bill, but you know, whatever. RK Bro then backstage and Riddle wanted to know what Randy's plan was for Crown Jewel. Randy said his plan was to win and leave. Decent plan, to be fair. Riddle and Fall kicked off the match, hitting a big drop kick early on before Dawkins tagged in. Riddle then hurt a floating bro before after break he lifted Montez and swung him around before hitting a follow-away slam. Montez got a big kick tagging in Dawkins. Dawkins then hit some big move before Randy tagged in. AJ and Omos interrupted him with their entrance, and Styles hit a phenomenal forearm from the top rope, taking him out. Omos then wiped out Riddle and Dawkins before coming into the ring and hitting a huge slam on Montez. And surprise, surprise, we didn't get a finish. To be honest, the match was really fun, but because we didn't get a finish, it kind of did let it down a bit, so I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. Next up was the semi-finals of the Queen's Crown tournament. Doudrop versus Zelina Vega. Doudrop versus Shayna Baszler, Vega came out before the match. Doudrop managed to hit a big suplex early on before Shayna countered the next one and locked in her Karafuda clutch. Baszler then caught Doudrop again with the Karafuda clutch, brought her down to the mat. Doudrop then looked like she was fading, but managed to roll Baszler over while the hold was still locked in and picked up the W. Once again, it's another really short match in this tournament. But it's such a shame to see Shayna Baszler losing. But Doudrop, I'm a big fan of hers, so it's good to see her progressing. So it's kind of like one positive from this, and two negatives. The positive being Doudrop, negatives being the length of time of Baszler. But moving on, Finn Balor was up next against Mace. Balor was taken down early on before Mace hit a big slam and got a near fall before Balor landed a double stomp off a counter. Balor fought back with a sting side and hit a coup de grace for an easy win. Balor and Woods then got into it at ringside. Kofi had to step in and defuse the situation. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. It was basically to fill time and to promote that match a bit, which I can kind of understand why they did, because it would have been a bit dull if there was no build to it whatsoever. Before John Morrison was backstage on Raw and told the Viking Raiders that he was looking for his inner before the Vikings asked him if it would help him raid, but Morrison said that wasn't the point. This Morrison gimmick's really weird. Before he got Charlotte versus Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's title, Belair started lost strong and Flair got an elbow strike in before Bianca took the champ down. Flair then got a big kick before hitting her trademark chops as we returned from the break. Charlotte hit a back body drop, but Belair got her knees up. Belair then hit her own running moonsault and a vertical suplex before kicking the champ down. Charlotte lifted Belair on Raw with a hold and locked in and slammed her on the mat before trying for another moonsault. Belair then hit a pop-up powerbomb before she chased after her and the fight spilled out to ringside where Flair was sent over the announce desk. Back after a break, Bianca took a big boot for a near fall before Charlotte hit a moonsault. Belair dodged a natural selection and tried for a KOD. Charlotte escaped the move and hit the spear for a near fall. Belair then hit a massive suplex, but Flair caught her and she locked in a suplex and hit a powerbomb before Flair went and got a steel chair and attacked Belair with it. The match was called a DQ finish before Belair grabbed the chair and beat Charlotte with it before Raw went off the air. To be honest, this is a hard one to call. It's probably a 7 out of 10 match, but that ending was just so disappointing. But at the same time, it's kind of predictable. I'll give it a 6.5 out of 10, but tentatively. Raw this week, Raw gets a 6 out of 10 from me. Raw was okay this week. Lots of okay segments, nothing brilliant, nothing awful. Was it an all-time classic? No, but was it fine and perfectly serviceable as a go-home show? It was. Kind of what we've used to expect for on Raw. But anyway guys, that's it for the video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Remember your thoughts, comments down below. Follow on Twitter, link in the description below for daily wrestling news, and subscribe to our channel on the screen right now. That would be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.